Hey guys, so I feel like I owe you all an explanation as to why I have not been making videos this past year. So it all starts in November 2013. Well, more like the last week of October. So the last week of October, I got the flu, and then in November 2013, I went to the hospital because I was not feeling well. I don't want to get into much detail because it's kind of gross, but I was just not feeling well, and so I went to the hospital, and they were like, well, you have the flu, but you also have some problems with your colon. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like too young to have all this problems with my colon. Like, what's going on? So I had a colonoscopy and an endoscopy. Maybe those are too much information for you all. But they told me that I have inflammation in my colon. And I'm like, okay, like that makes sense. So, during that time, and I want to say January, I was feeling really sick. Like I couldn't really like get up most of the time. I was just always in pain. And I remember like right when I got out of the hospital, I went back to the hospital like that same week because my leg, like for some reason, I guess the inflammation in my colon traveled down to my leg, and so I had inflammation in my leg and I couldn't walk, and it was just so painful. Oh my gosh. So I got that taken care of, and then I didn't go back to the hospital after a while. And I have really good days and I have really bad days. Like between November and January, those were like my really bad days because I was just sick all the time. I was always in bed. I couldn't eat that much. I lost about 20 pounds during that time. So it was like really crazy. So that's why I didn't make videos during that period of time. Um, I did make a video in January because between January and March I was starting to feel a whole lot better, and like my medicines, they were working, and I was like feeling fine, like I was okay. During that time I was also busy with schoolwork, and you know it's kind of hard to make time for homework, studying, also hanging out with friends and making videos, and just other stuff, other college crap that I don't want to get into. So yeah, during that time it was really hard to make videos. The week of Easter, I was having really bad stomach cramps, and this might be a little bit too much information for you all, but I just thought it was because of my period. So after my period went away, I was still having these cramps, and I was just like, well, I think it might be gas or something. Like, I don't know. So I was drinking like a lot of hot tea. I was drinking Sprite. I was trying to stay away from like stuff that would, cause your stomach to be gassy. Like, I was trying to fight, stuff like that. And I was taking Pepto-Bismol too. And so the next day, my stomach was not feeling any better. It actually got a little worse, just a little bit. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. So I called my mom because I wasn't home. I was all the way in Illinois, spending Easter with my friend. So I called my mom and I was like, Mom, like, I don't know, like, my stomach keeps hurting. It's been hurting ever since Wednesday, and this is like Saturday by this time. And I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. And she's just like, well, maybe it's still gas. Like, keep drinking your tea, keep, eating right, take your Pepto-Bismol, like, relax, stuff like that. So then that next day, it's Sunday, it's Easter. My stomach is still hurting, like, a lot, and it's hurting to the point where I'm like crying. Like, I'm just in so much pain. I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't know. My stomach is hurting so bad. So I text my sister because she's in the medical field, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I told her this has been happening since Wednesday, but I started telling her about my symptoms like Friday. So she's like, I don't think this sounds like gas to me. Like, you probably, because this was on my right side when I was having these cramps. She was like, you might be having, you know, your appendix, like your appendix might have burst. And I was like, wait, what? Like, no, 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 no. So I called my mom and I told her what my sister had told me, and she was like, I don't know, like, if that's your appendix, because if it was your appendix, like, you would be feeling really bad really quickly. And I was like, yeah, that's true. So my mom's just like hanging there another day, and my friend's mom, like, she took great care of me, bless her heart, and she was just like, you know, just stay in bed, rest, stuff like that. So that next day, which is a Monday, I drive 5 hours from Illinois back to my school, and like, my stomach is just feeling horrible, and I was just in so much pain, like, I just couldn't. Like, I couldn't. So I called my mom, and I'm like in tears on the phone with her, and I'm like, Mom, my stomach is hurting me so bad. Like, it hurts. Ah. And she's just like, alright, like, go to the hospital. So I go to the hospital, and I'm there from like 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Sorry, 10 p.m. And they're all like, well, your kidney has an infection. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, your kidney has an infection. And I'm like, well, how did this happen? Like, how did I have a kidney infection and not know it? And she was like, well, usually you get it from UTI and then it comes up to your kidneys. But the thing is that I never had problems peeing. Like, I peed normally. Like, I didn't have like UTI or anything like that. So I was like, okay. And she was just like, you know, in your case, you just had the kidney infection. You didn't go through the UTI. And she was like, that's just normal with the female body. Like, with the female body, you get UTI. Or you could get kidney infection like that, I guess. So I was like, alright. So she gave me some medicine. And she told me that I was on bed rest for 2 days, and I was super happy because I was like, no 8 a.m. class, hey, cause I'm on bed rest, hey, oh yeah, girl. So I was really happy because the doctor was like, yeah, I don't want you to go to class, I want you to stay in bed. So I'm like, yes. Anyways, so she gave me a prescription, told me to stay in bed for 2 days, and stuff like that. So during those 2 days, I was in bed, enjoying my time in bed, kind of, sort of. Like, I was still in pain, but I was just like, hey, like, this is pretty cool. And so, like, just cool that I don't have to be in school, but everybody else does. The medicine messed me up, y'all. Like, I was taking some stuff for real. Like, I was just like, y'all weren't playing, okay? Like, I was a hot mess when they were giving me this medicine. Like, I was sweaty, I was itchy, I sometimes felt dizzy. It was a hot mess, y'all. And I was feeling nauseous. It was just weird. But never again will I ever take those medicines again, because I was just not feeling it, and So anyways, the doctor told me, like, you know, if I'm having problems in a couple of days, just come back to the hospital. So I'm like, alright. So the 2 days go by, and I'm still having problems with my stomach. Like, this is a Thursday, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I still feel sick. So then my voice keeps cracking. I went to the hospital that Thursday morning, and the doctor was all like giving me some tests, and they're all like, your colon is inflamed. Like, the whole entire thing is inflamed. Like, it does not look good. Your body could have gone into shock. Like, this is really serious. You're staying the night at the hospital. So I'm like, okay, like, alright, this is kind of crazy. So I call my mom and I tell her everything, and she's just like, wow, this is crazy. So I stay the night at the hospital, and they gave me like a lot of medicine, and yeah. So I left the hospital, and like a week after, like, this is like from Thursday until like the next week, and this is like the end of April. So it's like the Thursday or that Friday, and then the following week I was not feeling well at all. I was feeling nauseous. I was throwing up. I just, my body felt dehydrated. I was just not in that right place. Like, I was always upset because my body was just always hurting. It was just horrible. People were just questioning me, and they were just like, is there anything going on that you're afraid to tell people? Like, they're thinking that I have, you know, an eating disorder and like other things. And like, honestly, like, that, like, those are just, you don't ask people those certain types of questions. Like, I know people mean well some of the times when they're asking those questions, but if you truly know me and you know my history with my body, you don't need to ask me that. And that's like really offensive when people, you know, ask you questions, because it's like, I can't help it. I can't help the fact that I don't feel like eating right now. I can't help the fact that even when I do eat, it's like a little bit. Like, I can't help it. Like, it's not like I don't want to. I can't. So, you know, I call my mom and I tell her everything, and I'm just like really upset. And my mom's just like, I asked her, I was like, can I just please go home early from school? Like, I'll take my exams at home. Like, I just want to go home. I can't stay here anymore because my body is just going through so much craziness. So I emailed my school nurse and I asked her if I could get on sick leave because of my body. And um, she was like, yeah, like, I think that's fine. You just have to talk to this one lady, and then you have to talk to all your professors. And like, by this time, my professors knew I was going through problems with my body because I was missing a lot of class. So I emailed my professors and I asked them if I could take my exams at home because I am leaving school early. And thank the Lord, I have caring professors, because they're all like, yeah, you can go home, you can take your, you know, exams at home. We're praying for you. I hope you get well soon. You're going to have a better year next year. And blah, 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 blah. So, thumbs up to my professors. I love you all. You are great people. Anyways, back to the story. I was able to leave school early, like, I think a week earlier than I was supposed to, or like a few days before I was supposed to. So I left school early. It was really crazy during that time because I only had like 4 days to like pack everything up. Well, I had like, I want to say like 6 days to pack everything up, but still get everything registered, like proctored, I don't know. Get everything ready for me to take my exams at home. Plus I had to like return stuff. Plus I had to like sign out of my room, and I had meetings and I had projects and I had like other stuff to go through. So it was really crazy, and that's kind of why I didn't make videos between April, May, and like a little bit of June. Because, well, when I say a little bit of June, I mean like 2 days into June, because what, this is June 3rd. Is it June 3rd? This is June 3rd. Anyways, so, yeah, so I just went home early and I was able to work on my body, go to my doctor's appointments, and now I'm talking to one of my stomach doctors to get me on different medications so my stomach doesn't keep getting crazy, because one minute it's fine and the next minute it's just going crazy. So I really don't want my next year to be like this. So that's why I'm trying really hard to, you know, eat right and exercise and just really start taking care of my body a little bit more. So with all that being said, that is why I haven't made a video in such a long time. I knew this video was going to come up with me explaining every detail as to why I was sick. So this is kind of like the big picture, but you know, a little bit compressed, a little bit. So yeah, that's why I haven't made a video in like forever. So yeah, anyways, I will see you guys next week, and I hope you guys have a great week. Comment down below for anything you want to hear me talk about or see or stuff like that. And I'll see you guys later. Bye!